Not sure if we have a vertical stream or not.
We do not.
Yeah, it seemed too good to be true. So Sylvie made it nice and early, but then, oh yeah, she is here. Okay, I was gonna say there's. It says 2 viewers now. So one of them is you. The other one might be her. Hello, Sylvie, if that's you. It's not going to be Minute Craft. She's already told me that they have a real early thing. Oh, it's Rainbow. Hello, Rainbow. Time zones are weird. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And yeah, thanks for bearing with the whole long process of waiting for the countdown. That gives us a little bit of time to set up some things behind the scenes. So thank you for that. I am joined tonight by my lovely wife, Mandy, and we will be working on this. It's my redacted soda cover. So yeah, kind of fun. Really excited. It's going to be fun to have it once it's all finished. Basically, I drink a soda on my live streams and I want to be able to cover it up so that way they can't lay any claims or say I violated copyrights or anything. So it'll be kind of cool to have my own thing, anyways. I imagine something like this will last a very long time, even if I use it every weekend for the streams. It's it might get a little bit moist because of the condensation of the can. But other than that, I mean, there's not a lot of friction. It's not like a bracelet. So yeah, should work out pretty cool. One, two, three,
Just
four,
throw it in
five,
the
six,
wash once in
seven.
a while so it doesn't get moldy.
Right. And then like stick it somewhere nice and sunny to for it to dry. So right now, the row I'm working on is 7 knots. And then when it goes the other direction, it'll be 5. And then so that'll be 5 going this way, and then it'll be 6 going that way. So they're coming really close to where they're going to be about the same size, which will be kind of neat. So Sylvie had made a comment, but it doesn't tell me, like, there's no timestamp to say like what time she did it. I wonder if she too was like tuned in an hour early. Probably not as confused as America. I keep getting weird, like um, various videos that, like, either on Facebook or Instagram, where they're saying things that I can't verify true or not. Like, Canada retaliated against the Trump administration by blocking the Canadian airspace, or um, like just all these various like things that are supposedly happening that's making the stuff from America like harder or whatever. Like Europe has done something to make up for the fact that of the tariffs, but like I have no idea if any of these things are true. And it seems like there's a whole big thing out there where if your story sounds, logical enough or whatever, then people will sit there and watch it. It can be completely fabricated, and I have no way of knowing. And I don't want to sit and watch news because overall, most of it's just really depressing. Yeah, I've heard that. I've also heard that there's a number of countries that are going to stop letting America have military bases. Uh, Germany, I think, was one of them. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. For real. Kind of tempted in rotating it, starting to get a little bit too far off to the left hand side. But like every time you do, you're taking more time away from actually doing the knots just to shift things around a bit. We're almost done with this row. Like, so that last week we had done or no, last week was the pouch, right? So the week before that, we left this in a weird spot where like this row was kind of halfway done. It was last night. Last week was the pouch, right? Oh yeah. What is the lunch obsession? Well, what do you have in there, Rainbow? Yeah, I'm kind of done with the bacon part. I don't know about pickled onions though. We one time did a thing with grilled cheese sandwiches just to try a new idea. And I ran the onions through a juicer. And so I had onion juice come out one side and I had ground up dryish onions on the other side. If you take the ground up onions and you throw them in a fry pan, you get sauteed onions quick, like super, super crazy quick. And then we took the onion juice and put that in with a tomato soup. So yeah, we'd end up, so we have sauteed onions and then we have the tomato soup. So the sauteed onions went in with the cheese. Like I put in 2 slices of cheese with the onions in between it. Yeah, that turned out pretty cool. I don't know why everybody always pairs the tomato soup thing with like grilled cheese. I can take it or leave it, but yeah, adding the onion juice to the tomato soup sort of gave it a fun taste. Kind of makes it pairing a little bit better, I guess, too. Mind you, I love onions. I just don't know about pickled onions. I know, like there over here, there's like a pickled vegetable thing that I absolutely do not. It does not do well with me. Like it'll almost instantly give me heartburn. Almost to the part where we started from. This is cool. Hey, that's something new. Czech Republic. Well, hi, Sandy. That's really cool. We've had people from kind of all over the place stopping in and saying hi. This is I possibly the first time I've heard somebody from Czech Republic. That's way cool. Almost made me lose count of where I was there, but okay, we're back on track. Almost finished with this row. This is the can cover that I'm making. Oh, that's awesome. You're not alone as far as listening to my videos while making knots. That seems to be a thing that I've heard more than once, more than a few times. But that's awesome that you found me through the Instagram. That's cool. So how experienced of a bracelet maker are you? Are you somebody that's done it for a while or kind of new to it? What's the cool? Oh, that's way cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm always trying to come up with new patterns or new ideas and try different stuff. I recently just got done doing a few videos for very beginner related stuff because I kind of feel like there was a while that this whole channel was kind of going a little bit too advanced and not leaving enough things for beginners to try out. So I just did a bunch of beginner stuff, but then I kind of ran out of like I couldn't find more beginner patterns to try. So I'm back to like the intermediate until I can find some more stuff. Thank you. I agree. Absolutely agree. I started only doing candy stripes. That was the only knot I knew. And by practicing it so many times and getting good at that, it made it so much easier when I unlocked the knowledge for doing more stuff. And yeah, I really wish everybody would start that way. But the internet is the internet. And people now, like some of the bracelets I see, like people posting over on Discord, or not on Discord, on Reddit, they're like, "Oh, this is my first bracelet ever," and it's like, how in the heck is that your first bracelet? It's crazy. Right on. So, 16 years of knitting. Wow. I don't want to think about how many years I have of knitting. I think I'm coming up to my 40th anniversary of knotting. We're at like 39 right now. I still put more than 30 years on my videos. It says that's what it says. It's more than 30 years. I am not really sure if I'm going to change that next year or just let it kind of ride, because it's still the truth, right? 40 is more than 30 years.
Is that denial?
Something. Right on. Right on. Because right on. Thank you. Um, yeah, the making alpha for me always felt like cheating. Like I did an alpha bag once, and it just feels like you just put any colors you want at any time, and it just kind of like, well, that's interesting. I kind of dig the idea or whatever, um, but might be, like being able to create a pattern. Like I went to the mall, saw a handbag, saw a pattern on the handbag, and was like, oh, I think I could make a pattern that looked like it. And then I made this pattern when I came home. I was encouraged. Somebody told me, yeah, do it, do it, do it. Okay. So I sat down with an A4 bit of graph paper and I came up with this. So, you know, trying to make something that nobody's done before, to me, like that kind of challenge is really awesome. So apparently there was an alpha version of this, which was, you know, harder and weird and whatever else. I did it normal pattern. I did it normal whatever. So like just those kind of challenges really excite me. Or like I looked up the 8-bit graphics for the Atari game Space Invaders, and so ended up making this little pouch. So it's got a high score of 9999999, and it's got a bunch of the characters in like their two positions of like when they're marching along. That's what they do, and that's the spaceship that goes over top that gives you the extra bonus points. Always trying to come up with something. Yeah, thank you. Hey, just drink things. You're here early. Aw, Francis the puppy. So is it Cindy? Cindy. Um, when you're doing it, do you try to make the smooth backings, or like the backing is like any direction just to get the color where it's supposed to go? I've recently been shown some bracelets where the back of it is perfect smooth for an alpha. I'm not quite sure how they do it, but I think it's really cool. Might be the same way that I like add string when I like run out and doing the bigger projects. And Sylvie made it. Hello, Sylvie. So now that we got a few people around here, I gotta tell you guys, I discovered something cool today. Today is the 100th day of the year. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's 100th day of the year. And so I took a look at where we are on bracelet videos. And if we start from January 1st until now, there is now 100 videos put together. And you're probably thinking, how can that possibly be 100 videos when I don't post on weekends? Well, that's because I'm that far ahead in videos that are scheduled to go on into next month. But I thought it was pretty neat. 100 days, 100 videos. I doubt that it'll ever end up being even numbers like that again, because like the 200th day of the year, there's no way there's gonna be 200 videos, because I would have to be months ahead of the thing in order for that to work out. So yeah. Right. Right. Two color ones, I would know how to do that. That's easy. Right on. I had a person that comes on here, Minute Craft, do a bracelet for me to send to my stepdaughter. And it was the Friends logo from the sitcom. And yeah, it had a smooth back, despite the fact that it's mostly black, white letters, and then like these 6 little gem colors. It's 5 or 6, whatever, little gem colors in it. So like, I wasn't sure how they got the gem colors to change up, but it looked really cool. So, yeah, so 100 videos so far this year. Uh, a bag plus the tarot card pouch, and then this project. So I say it's pretty productive overall. I guess I have the bag that I made this year out. Uh, so yeah, we made this bag this year, where it's like the two sides aren't the same, but they're definitely cool. Thank you. I really enjoyed making it, and everybody was saying like how fast I made it. I'm kind of surprised at that, because honestly, there were so many like other things going on, doctor's appointments and not being at home and whatever. Um, it could have been done so much quicker if like that stuff was happening. Oh, don't worry, I probably won't notice a typo, because I kind of like that. Like my ADHD, I'll just read through a sentence and won't even notice a typo. But yeah, the tarot card one turned out pretty cool. Yeah, especially when your education is American. Yeah. uh, Ah. Depends on how long those belly rubs last. Uh, you know, these colors were picked completely at random. So it's kind of weird to me to see like how many times like the colors look like they zigzag. Like I got a purple coming up that's going to go with the purple that's going this way. Like that was not part of the design. Somebody did a donation?
Yes. It's in your email.
Oh, I haven't seen my email yet. Wow. Thank you.
And they're from the Czech Republic. Aww.
Thank you so much. That is super awesome. Thank you. I think you're the first person who has ever used that. Thank you. Yeah, that is pretty neat. This now that the rows are getting smaller or whatever. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I spend so much time with this stuff. It's kind of crazy. In fact, I just got some new equipment that's going to make it so that way when I take my days off and get out into the wild, I'm going to bring stuff along with me to record. And then I'm going to be able to show like a little bit more of like Singapore and stuff. Absolutely. Just during things. We got a great thing. Right. Yeah. I don't have books or anything. I just put it all out there on the webpage. Things would have been a whole lot different if I had known. So, like, there's a video I did from 17 years ago where I did stop motion pictures of making a bracelet, but I didn't have notifications or anything for YouTube. So I had no idea that it was taking off and that people were sincerely wanting to know the pattern and know how to make that bracelet. And I really kicked myself for not having been a little bit more prepared back then. Would be a whole different story. Would have like a huge channel now if I had started back in the golden age of the YouTubes. But yeah. Right. Well, that's why you have to do like the whole easel thing where you have like it set up to where it's basically as little movement, little, whatever as possible. Like my whole setup is just designed for comfort. That's why I'm able to do it. Mind you, I only do 3 hours of knotting on my streaming days because I'm afraid of like doing too much and having my shoulder hurt. Although, was it last Sunday? I guess it was last Sunday. I did a stream 4 hours of knotting because I wanted to finish up that little pouch thing. I just went like kind of crazy on it for a bit there. It was last week, right?
I think so.
It's a time for me is a blur. Yeah, so Mandy's getting a new laptop from work. So I'm going to take over her old one and try to use that to be able to create videos on the go, like outside of the house. But it can only be on like good weather days. I don't know. We'll see how the whole thing shakes out. Should be fun. Right. I do think that there's going to be a little spill back to like the 90s when bracelets were really, really popular. I think that the whole AI era is going to lead people into wanting things handmade and the whole craft thing again, because there's going to be so much art and whatever else is made by AI that it's just going to turn the people into wanting kind of like a hippie movement of wanting something that's real. We've got an event coming up in, is it July?
Mm-hmm.
We have an event coming up in July where we'll be in front of the people, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes. If it's like my guess, like, you know, the crowd should be really into it. Cause like there's a lot of people making stickers and things. Um, but the fact that like that kind of stuff can be made with AI, sort of, you know, like I said, I think it's going to bounce back to our out. There you go. No, Europe's kind of far from Singapore. It would be a lot of money to zoom over there. Although we have talked about the possibility of dropping in and visiting Rainbow, eat up all her grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah, I flew from Detroit to New York, New York to Germany, and then Germany to Singapore when I came here. And yeah, the Germany to Singapore really showed me like how big of a and how long it was. Like, wow, Europe is a long ways away. Right on. So is Czech Republic like use the euro for currency? Cindy is in Czech Republic. Isn't Belgium known for chocolate? Am I wrong? Really? When I think Swiss, I think the multi-use knives and cheese. That's about it. Right on. You're gonna make Mandy all hungry over here. Yeah, I don't know. I know cheddar and mozzarella. Those are like my go-tos.
You're a child.
Ish. I think when I was really, really young, they tried to get me to try some cheeses that were maybe sharp or something, whatever. And I made up my mind that cheese was horrible. I didn't want anything to do with it. And they're like, "You like pizza?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like pizza, but I didn't want anything to do with cheeses." Like they like tainted me so bad. So yeah, I went for a long time without eating any. So I never developed a taste for exotic weird ones. Well, I guess now we have to go to Belgium too. Ooh, if I get this laptop figured out, maybe we can do a AWOL tours Europe and like make bracelets all in all your guys' different countries. That'd be sick.
You need to find a sponsor first, though.
Yeah, that's true. Either that or the channel has to, have some odd reason, blow up where I get like a million subscribers or something crazy. Right on. That would be pretty sweet. I like that's a really nice idea. Right. Yeah. My new craft is usually the instigator. Mozzarella is good. I like a mozzarella. I also like when they put the spicy peppers inside a cheddar. That's pretty good. Those are great for a grilled cheese. Typically speaking, I like doing the knots to the right better, but it seems that this going to the left is going by really, really quickly. I don't know if it's just because it's a skinnier row. 5 versus the other one was what, 6? Oh, wow. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it was 7 before, so the next row will be 6. We have something kind of like that going with United States, where right now we can't send bracelets to the U.S. because basically because they put in the tariffs and that so many things got returned, your shipment has to be done kind of like by FedEx or whatever. You can't just do regular post like I used to. And they want the value of the package, like 15% or whatever, paid up front. So basically, whatever the tariff is, they want that paid in advance. So that way people don't like refuse it when it gets there. Because Americans are like, don't realize that they're the ones that's supposed to pay the tariff. Whole thing's so weird. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So now I got to ask for Belgium and for the Czech Republic. What string are you guys using? Are you guys getting string out of China, or are you guys getting string like DMC? What do you guys use over there? Yeah, it's become impossible to send things to the U.S. It's sad. The hypermarket. That sounds fancy. Sounds a little like ADHD market. Yee. Right, right. Wow. Yeah, I mostly get my string out of China. Um, it comes out to like, I want to say like 11 cents a skein, 10 cents a skein. Yeah, probably. Just drinking. Yeah, I go through so much string. I probably just learned to deal with this string. It's not perfect, but it allows me to do a lot of big stuff. Some of my favorite floss was it was kind of a dull, like no shine to it, but it tied so really well. It was from Thailand. Um, a little shop, barely had any in there. I probably spent 20 or $30 and pretty much wiped them out of everything they had. Right. Yeah, same. I don't do the polyester. I have like one shop I go to, and they've been really good about making sure like whatever I order is what I get. And I've like ordered ridiculous. I ordered 7 kg of floss once, and every single skein I asked for was there. Yeah, I couldn't sort it all out on my own. That would have been forever. Oh, my airplane trolley. I need to do another video about the airplane trolley. It's pretty loaded with floss right now. But yeah, if you ever taken a flight somewhere, they came along with the trolley to give you drinks and stuff. Yeah, I bought one of those. Um, got it from AliExpress or no, Alibaba, not the Express one. And it's got a number of drawers and it holds a whole bunch of the little tote things, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And I can wheel it into a whole nother room when I'm trying to come up with like other color combinations or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it was one of the things that we got the checks during the whole COVID thing, and suddenly a bunch of money, and like I really need something to keep the strings sorted. So yeah, it's awesome. It's uh it's just out of my reach over to the right. It's awesome. So now I got to get it up to their 6. Every time I'm on a flight, I picture the thing like, ooh, So there's two different sizes. There's the single and a double when it comes to the trolleys. Most of the time you see on the flights when they're doing the drinks and everything, you'll see the double. But there is a smaller size one that's like half the thing. So yeah, if you end up in the market for one of these things, just know there's two different sizes, and the double is a whole lot bigger. Just depends on like how crazy you are when it comes to storing floss. Yep, cats will do it. I've often told the story of where I was asked to make a specific bracelet, and I did. I handed it to them. She had it in her hand and then somehow dropped it. And her cat got it before it touched the floor and just ripped into it like so bad, like just chewed right through like a side of the bracelet. And I was really freaked out. I was afraid she was going to say I dropped it and not pay me. But she paid me and paid me to make another one that wasn't chewed up. Yeah, cotton is pretty wholesome. Like you don't have to worry about it like messing up the planet. The worst part of it is probably the coloring it different colors or the amount of water it takes to grow it. But compared to like the synthetics and stuff, I'd still say it's a whole better deal. It sounds a little bit like me. Like I have to do a project at a time. Otherwise, I'll have like this going on with other things, but like I have to limit the number of projects at any given point. Right. if we're going to get more done tonight than the last time we did this, or if it's just the same but kind of different because the different size of the rows. Like maybe it's the same number of knots, but because the rows are getting shorter, well, these rows are getting longer, but because it's a little bit more manageable, it just seems like it's going faster. Well, just strange things. You have a project from hell that you're working on here and there. Like you've got that mermaid thing going. That thing is huge. It's a nice way to do it. I like that. I like the idea of doing something for yourself. That's always awesome when your craft allows you to just do stuff. Wow. Right. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. What I was going to say something about the fabric tape. Like I just got caught up in having to shift this thing again. Um, no, I've got calluses. Instead of going with creams, I've let like I got a big spot right here on my finger that's a callus. I've got a callus down here because when I keep my hands closed, this nail kind of catches that spot. I don't know how but I got callus there. But yeah, if my hands are too moist, then the strings feel like they're cutting in. My biggest problem is the humidity here makes it really hard to do. Yeah, this is getting really cool. And it's so simple. The pattern is so simple. So now you're not working on either of them. That sounds bad. Or straight things. Yeah, the pattern here is super easy. I'm just changing up the numbers so that ones to the right started out at 10, 9, 8, 7, and now we're at 6. And the other one started at 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Right. Oh, cool. Are you doing it off of like a piece of wood? I know a lot of people who do wall hangings like to start it off on a stick. And right. If you look at how I did the tarot card bag, you could start it and have loops that could fit in without, so you could hang it up like off of nails and not have that piece of wood, because the piece of wood makes it so you can't machine wash it. Right. Regular or alpha doesn't matter. If you work it off of a stick, you can't machine wash it. A lot of people do that for wall hangings. I just, like, my wall hangings got a straight start, low, same as this bag has. Right. Right on. There was a duration where I was working on this out in the main part of the house where there is no air conditioners. And I discovered that a yo-yo glove works really well. A yo-yo glove has these two fingers covered and the part of the thumb, but it's got like, so you can still get access to strings and pick up things. Um, it's in my trolley. I was like, where do they put it? Oh yeah, it's in my trolley. If you guys want to see what a yo-yo glove looks like, might as well, right? So here it is. Comes in pretty handy. If you still have access to some fingernails if you're trying to get to a string, but it protects where the string goes across. So yeah, talking about projects. So um, basically, I think it was just Minute Craft and I were talking about the possibility of doing some bag tutorials, but because I want to do it in like multiple parts, I'm thinking about releasing the videos like way later on in the year, so that way I can put in 4 or 5 parts together to make it a whole thing. Um, but that way any YouTube member would still have access to be able to watch it. So that's something we might be working on here soon. So I can't imagine how you use your pinky. Like I said, mine is just a case of it. It like kind of grinds into my palm of my hand, but yeah, maybe I could see you're doing it like this. I don't know. Yeah, I usually trim my nails a lot more than they are right now. I've got this cool electrical one. You just sort of put your fingernail, you kind of go around it, makes them really short. Yeah. I don't know if the bags are a playlist or not, but like I've done so many videos. I'm seriously, guys, I am coming up on 1,000 videos. That's going to be right around the corner. Well, I say around the corner. It's around the corner for the members. it's a little more than a month away for everybody else. But 1,000 videos. It's unbelievable. Yeah, man. I do have playlists. I think I know that I did like an easy and intermediate, things like that. I don't know if there's. Pulling it up on my phone, which is probably like the worst way of doing this. There we go. Playlists. Yeah, so there's 42 videos in the friendship bracelet bags. There's a smaller bag project that was for my sister. That's 4 videos for that one. So yeah, there are some playlists in there to see. Right, right. Yeah, I'm kind of random, and you're right about the fact that like I do say the darndest things at different times, and it's just like I think of a nugget of wisdom suddenly comes up, and I like say it. I'm like, wow, that could have been a whole video, but the fact that you're good at doing alpha patterns makes me think that you could probably have some fun making a cylinder and working in the pattern around the cylinder and turn it into a bag that could be magnificent. You could have a sunset, or you could have galaxy stuff, or you have whatever you want. It's just the whole idea of bringing it around and connecting the other side. So once you have the cylinder, you can make a bag out of it. Mind you, if you can have loops to for the different sections that are coming into it, it'll allow you to be able to have a string to carry it from, which is unusual for alpha, kind of. I mean, I guess alpha bracelets still have something of a loop system. But yeah, you could come up with some really, really cool stuff, I'm sure. Again, I don't do alphas, so I'm not, but if you're working it out and that whole back part gets like whatever, that's going to be inside the bag. You could sew a lining inside and hide all that stuff away, and people will lose their mind, you know, because that's right on, right on. Sure. Right on. That it's if building confidence is necessary, then yeah, sure. I did hang on, grab that down. I've only got one left. I sold the rest of these. Oop, dropped a bracelet. I did this, which is just the right size for chapstick. That'll fit in there, or lip balm. And it's got like a little ring on it to be able to hang it from something. And then it just kind of comes to a close down here at the bottom. I'll tie it off. Little fluffy tassel. Once you figure out though that a cylinder is a cylinder, being able to produce like this fits my phone, right? So it's a whole, it started out as a cylinder around here, and then now my phone fits in there. If you want to go something easier, there's this. So this is just doing the dovetail. Started out semi smooth. It's kind of wavy at the top. Holds glasses. It's all basically the same idea. You just figuring out how many strings you need to go around something. Well, part of my whole making videos and making is all the stuff that I do is because yeah, you can make a bracelet. I'll give you the pattern. I'll give you all the stuff for you. But the majority of the people who will watch it are going to look at it and go, ouch. this stuff takes time. This is a lot of work. And with that in mind, they then look at my bigger projects and they're like, wow, that's worth a lot more than you're asking for it. Of course I'm going to buy it, you know? And then if I do encourage a few people to make things like big bags and try whatever, then the art will live on beyond me. Right. I think I've gotten past the "Are you sure?" part, but I am not beyond getting excited and be like, "Heck yeah, let's go!" Really, it's got to be the market where you are. Like like YouTube just has more ads to share in your area because I haven't changed anything, and nobody else seems to be getting them. All right, give me a second, guys. I need to take a quick break. A little too much of that redacted sodas. I will be right back. Yeah, Google now has a photo of me. They were like, "Oh, by the way, we're not sure how old you are. You know, you can show some ID, or like take a picture of your face." I'm like, "Let's do the face thing because I don't need my ID out there." And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're old."
2 hours later.
Okay, that was loud and it echoed. Could you guys hear SpongeBob? Is it all just in my head? Okay, so it did play. Yes, that's what that is for. It gives me a heads up to when it is. I have one more that'll go off if I go beyond 1 a.m. So it's 12 o'clock in the morning now. If it goes any longer than that, if it goes to 1 a.m., then I have SpongeBob tells me that Sandy has her string in a bunch, and it's my cue to let me know that it's time to end the stream. Because yeah, there was some times where I kind of forgot what I was doing and just get excited about the knots. Yeah, I definitely like how this is starting to turn out. Like it's hard early on to totally envision how doing a mathematical pattern will turn out. But like now that it's developing, it's really looking kind of cool. Yeah, time blindness is real. I know people talk about like they don't want, washing machines and stuff to have Wi-Fi attached to them. But I tell you what, man, that's the greatest thing ever. If you have ADHD, having a washing machine that tells you when it's done prevents you from having a case of where you have to wash it a second time because everything got that musty smell. Yeah, mine plays a whole little melody, but unless you're in the room, you won't hear it. I can't hear it from the office at all. Just snagging my nail here. Oh no. Right. That's about it too. ADHD tax, boy. That's gotten me a number of times. I'm going to be super healthy. I'm going to eat fruit and veggies. Of course, we don't have pizza rolls here, so I'm kind of spared that one. I don't know why we don't have pizza rolls. Why don't we have pizza rolls, honey? Why is that not a thing in Red Mart or wherever? Yeah. Well, when it comes to this hobby of tying knots, um, I use up pretty much everything we buy for it. Like, I go through a lot of string. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of that. Like, there's a lot of things that I would eat endlessly if it was available. Pizza being one of those. I could eat pizza every day. I did once upon a time in my life have pizza every day. I worked at a used bookstore and a laundromat. 5 days a week at the laundromat, 2 days a week at the used bookstore, same shopping mall. And I would order the same 2 slices of pizza and the salad, which they had a special on. It was like $2.11 or something. And so I just have the same lunch every single day, to the point that the owner of the store had to come down and bring me the food herself because she was wondering who was buying pizza so regularly. The reality was it was like cheaper than making food for myself. And I loved it. It was came with a little salad with Thousand Island dressing on it. Awesome. That's probably true. Oh man, when I quit smoking, I started eating the sunflower seeds. Oh my god, I went through so many sunflower seeds. I gained so much weight as a result. Pumpkin seeds, oh, I'd love some of those too. Yeah. I can't think of anything that I used to obsess over that I can't stand anymore. Well, if you guys have any real easy bracelet patterns that you haven't seen me do a video on, I'm trying to like add to the whole like what's easy, so that way I can get people that are just new to the craft like videos to watch. I think I have some, but I just like to make it more. Hang on. That's pretty funny to string things. Rotate it again. Oh wow. Wow. Well, it's good to know that my effort of putting stuff on Insta and Reddit turns into something cool, like people discovering the YouTube thing. Because despite having 10,000 plus followers on Instagram, I haven't made a single dime from them. Um, uh, see what else. Oh, Reddit. Yeah, obviously you don't make anything off of Reddit. So yeah, I make a little bit off of YouTube. It's not great, but at least it's something. It helps at least pay for the string. There's a lot of string. Oh, thank you. I don't know what the ads are like from like other countries and stuff, like if they get a lot or not. I heard that if you have like a VPN, there's a country somewhere that you can say that you're there and you'll get no ads. Like they, for whatever reason, there's like a country that just, I don't know if they have some kind of law or what it is. Well, like I've heard that's a thing. But yeah, if you have ads playing, that's awesome. Thank you. I don't I don't know how any of that stuff really works overall. So right on. Not sure how much longer. Hang on. So we're at like 9 cm out of about 14 and a half to go is the finish. So we need about 5 cm. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a real big project overall. Like it's just covering a can. So it'll be done in a couple weeks. So Cindy, have you checked out my web page yet? Like the AKAAWOL.com? Because like that's also a pretty decent wealth of information. Um, if you spot something over there, like say you go through the portfolio and you look at the bags, which is under Rapunzel. I know that's kind of silly. I should add bags as another way of doing it. It was like an inside joke at first and it just ended up there. Anyways, if you see something that you don't know how to make and that I've done, let me know because you're watching those videos because it'll give me more ideas for content. Oh, right, right. I'm sorry, I've been busy with the knots. I forgot that was the thing. So yeah. Um, yeah, because you're going to be watching the making the bag videos. Like if there's some kind of segment, like my new craft has asked me to do like how I did, like it looks like a bracelet that goes over the top of the bag and buttons down. So like that's I have to do a video about that. Apparently I didn't. I don't know. But if you find anything else that's like missing, let me know. This row is almost done. We've actually accomplished quite a bit here tonight. Um, okay, starting out straight on the keychain was the same as starting up on this bag. It's every 2 knots is you have to like space them out. Well, okay, so they're crammed together. for this. But you're taking two strings and tying a knot. And then the next one over is two strings tying a knot. And that allows it to have a nice straight flat part here. Then how to make it so that it doesn't curl is it's easiest if you take the bracelet and you turn it so that way when it's in the clip, it follows the row. If you're just going to do a candy stripe and you want it to lay perfectly flat, do this, because what makes a bracelet curl is when you have it straight across like this and it comes down. This one is lifting way off of your board than where this one was, because this is so much closer to the clip. So you're baking in a curling motion as you go around. So if you're just going to do, now what makes this knot try to spin is because it's got knots going in the opposite direction, and that kind of works against it to flatten it out. But if you're trying to get a flat candy stripe, turn your clip to match the rows and then keep staying close to the clip. And you can make one so perfectly flat, it'll blow people's mind. It's serious. I did a video on that, by the way, somewhere. But yeah, the difference, what's baking in that curl is that it's rised up against from where it is on the other side. Like you're slowly bringing it up as you make each row, and that turns it into a nice little spiral staircase thing. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. I have no problem answering it. I've been studying this stuff for so long. I know things. Plus, I'm super analytical. Like knowing that the how it's formed seems like maybe I'm a little bit on the crazier side, but I worked it out. Yeah, absolutely. Watch, you'll go make a candy stripe now doing that technique. It'll be so flat, you'll just be like blown away. Like it's just a thing. It's no, probably not. Um, I don't have a photo of the easel real handy. Oh, hang on, I can maybe. Dang it. Trying to find the one that I have now. Hang on. Oh, it used to be mine was really popular. It came up really early in the list. Now I don't see it. Hang on. I'm seeing other ones that are kind of cool, but hang on. This easel I have got me through some pretty big projects pretty well. It's almost it, but not quite. There we go. Okay, so now there it is. So this is the easel I have. I don't know what this little board is back here, but it's got a drawer in the front, and I basically have a couple of binder clips holding this like whitish color board over it. But that's what I use, and it works out really, really good. Like honestly, because this part of the board can kind of move up or down, I can put it to the ideal height so that way I can sit comfortably and work on it. Mind you, I'm obviously, if I've been working on bracelets for 40 years, I'm older. And so being comfortable and to be able to work on this stuff without having any issues is super important. And that's why I definitely recommend like this particular easel, is because it sits really nice and flat. Like we tried like the little stand easels before, and then we had to like add weights to it so that way they wouldn't kind of bounce around. And yeah, it's just like the ergonomics of this matters so much, and especially if you want to do it for any like length of time during the day. So yeah. But mind you, so I started out with like the little easels that sort of rocked around and stuff, bought some 1 kg weights to hold them down. And then we got this really great big easel that seemed really cool. I could do standing up and stuff. Hey, it's Victor. Hello, Victor. Hello, Canada. Yep. Yeah, the fact that it has a drawer just helps hold it down to the table better. It just makes it a little bit heavier, not so likely to slide. I don't have the tracking numbers. Is it there yet?
Hang on. Last time I checked, it was pretty close. Says it has arrived.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you have to check the mailbox. It might be there.
Or maybe not. It's arrived in Richmond. I don't know. I don't recall where it's supposed to be hidden.
Yeah, so yeah, ergonomics start to catch up with you. I used to be able to sit like on the steps and like have the board just sitting on my lap, like maybe cross a leg and have it sitting on my lap and work like that for hours on end, like in my 20s and stuff. I can't even come close to that now. It's so funny how like we have triggers for words and it's like, oh, you can email, like, or earlier it was the Instagram thing popping up. Right. Well, I'm 59, so yes, relatable to the fact that I can't do what I was once able to. I'm definitely not getting this row done tonight, but it still amazes me how far we came tonight. We're kind of halfway in this row. I would love for it to get cold around here. It doesn't get cold. It's tropics. It's ever forever summer here. But yes, I probably too would have issues with the joints not moving as well once winter would come. But yeah. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. I broke my leg, so I have the weather forecasting in my ankle. Right. Yeah, so I started making bracelets in 1987. It's also right around the time that I got the nickname of AWOL. Um, this girl taught me how to do just the candy stripes. It's all she knew. I ran into her a year or more later, and I'm like, look what I can do. And by that point, I was making bracelets at a cuff on my arm that was like 7 big bracelets wide. And when I cut up the string, there was room for 8, but I thought 7 was like a kind of a cool number. So we did it 7. Actually, that's in my portfolio. You can actually take a look at the bracelet. It was in shades of blue. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, she was kind of blown away. She's like, "Yeah, I knew there was other knots or whatever." Like, or she somehow had learned about it, but um, had not taken it to the crazy levels that I was trying back then. And then somewhere along the line, over here, especially with COVID, I got a little crazy. Wow, that's that's a big difference from one day to the next. Like that, I don't miss that at all. We used to have that kind of stuff in Detroit. Don't miss it. Right. I was doing it before there was internet, before there was a chance to like do patterns or whatever. So I used to like do do uh like copy machine of all the bracelets I did, so people could like, oh, I want something like that pattern or whatever. Like that's why there's like some really old photos, was I was using it as a way of saying like, I don't want to make it exactly the same, but if you can like want something like this, maybe I'll do it into some different colors or something. And that like kind of became my thing for a while. That's really recent. Right. Yes, it is amazing. Right on. Wow. We're almost to 1 a.m. I said I won't be able to finish this road tonight. And I'm not working on this outside of the streams that we won't be to. Um, I think the kids today are kind of maybe getting a little bit back into the bracelets, but I know that there was a little duration where they were doing the bracelets out of like rubber bands, like little tiny rubber bands, which was kind of weird and definitely not very eco-friendly. Um, But yeah, I'm curious. I think the kids just play video games all day. Yeah, there's some things I could see that I would enjoy making. All right, Victor, that's cool. Roblox, yeah, that's a thing. Keep hearing bad things about Roblox. Right on. All right. Before SpongeBob comes and gets me, I think this is about as far as we're getting. Before I go, I want to thank my YouTube members for making this possible. Becoming a member, you get to have the little smiley face next to your name, which is pretty cool. In chat, you get to see who the members are. You get to see the videos early. Like I said, there's about a month or more videos already created that the members have access to. What else? Oh, and it's about $4, I think, a month. Most places, I don't know what it is in Europe, but that's you guys can check it out. So it's the join button next to subscribe. If you're interested, you can check that out. We will be back next week, and we'll see if we can get more of this thing done. I don't know if we can actually finish it, but we will try. Anything else, honey? I can't think if I'm forgetting. Can't think if I'm forgetting stuff. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us and making it a fun night. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.
AWOL, you have to get to Bikini Bottom and help Sandy. She got her strings in a bunch again.